What's up, Sipper Society? Listen, welcome back to this week's episode of We Need to Talk. Today, it is all about Judith Jamison, a dancer, choreographer, leader, and icon.
Yeah, let the teammate. What? You are now rocking the she, your favorite beat. Lady T in a place to be. And you have now entered the T line. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Lady T up in the mix, yeah, time for the show. Tune into the lounge where you already know. Serving up the gossip hot, fresh, fast, and slow. Hit that subscribe, let the engagement flow. Comments for a while, audience on the go. Attention on point like the rock in the show. All they see is Lady T making it grow. The T down the top, watch it catch and blow.
So Judith Jamison wasn't just a dancer, but a force that transformed the very fabric of modern dance. And trust me, we're going to be ready to get all the way into it. From breaking barriers to creating masterpieces, this queen left her mark in ways most of us can only dream. So grab your tea, because today we are celebrating the life and legacy of the incomparable Judith Jamison. But I want y'all to hold on for a second and tell me if you all remember this moment.
Daddy, can you just do me one favor?
What's that?
When my friends come over, don't do that.
You have something to say about my dancing?
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing? Have you ever watched yourself dance?
Hey, you just don't appreciate how far dances come.
How far dancing? We don't have to go out. Oh, no. Looks like a better party's going on in here. Yeah. Denise invited some of her young friends over to tear our house up.
Hey, we weren't too bad, were we, Daddy?
Not bad, but you want to see some real dancing. Ralph and Marie, why don't you show them your stuff? You want us to dance?
Claire, what is going on?
Nah, I don't know. I just got here my...
That is the one thing I loved about the Cosby Show. They always had like different artists come on and make guest appearances. So yeah, if y'all didn't remember, or if you didn't know, now you know. She graced the Cosby Show with her presence, and that episode put her name on a lot of folks' radar. But trust me, that was just one chapter in an extraordinary story. Judith Jamison has been everywhere from stage to our TV screens and has left her mark every step of the way. Now, let's get real for a moment. The dance world isn't all glitter and grace. For someone like Judith Jamison, a black woman entering a predominantly white industry, the odds were stacked. But did she let that stop her? Nope, absolutely not. She faced those challenges head on, turning every no into a standing ovation. That's what she's going to be talking about. Take a look at this right here.
My name is Judith Jamison. I'm the former artistic director of the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. I was born in 1943. It was a very, very intense time. in Philadelphia, artistically, spiritually, emotionally, racially. I was growing up with Mother's Day parades on New Year's Eve with people in blackface. There are always people before you that just inched the door open a little bit more so that you could get a foot in. Alvin Ailey gave that to all of us because we're living on his afterburn. All the good things that he did for us so that we can exist now. And it continues. I'm so proud of not just this generation, but the generation before them and the generation before that I was responsible for, making them lift themselves even higher than they thought they could. The point is to have a connection with your soul and to hopefully will they remember you just for how high your leg went or how many pirouettes you did, or will they be touched in the innermost part of their being? That's what dance is supposed to do. That's what the arts are supposed to do for you.
Chills.
Yes.
Chills. When she said, when we lift ourselves, connecting with your soul. Oh my goodness. And the fact that, okay, being born in 1943, growing up in Philly, feeling a level of responsibility because of what was laid before her. Do you think that type of grit allowed her to, what do you think gave her that kind of grit to rise above the challenges of being a Black, 6 foot,
Yes,
4
6 foot
stallion of a woman who came from 1943, so he came through
that time period. You heard her say blackface.
Yes.
You know, so I think it absolutely, a lot of it had to do with that Philly upbringing and an early exposure to the arts. Her parents didn't just see her as a dancer, but they saw her as a masterpiece, in my opinion, and a masterpiece in the making at that. But I want you to hold that thought because her journey is like really, really inspiring, and I want to basically
No, not yet. Before you tell the story, let me share
Yes.
a story of mine.
Okay.
When she mentions about Alvin Ailey leading the way, he led the way in so many ways outside or in addition to just the school. Their program was also an outreach program because when I was in middle school in the 7th grade, I'm 12, 13, I got a scholarship to attend the Alvin Ailey Dance Annex program when
Amazing. Did their summer camp?
No, it was during the fall because it
Okay.
was during the school season. So I attended Philippa Schuyler Middle School for the gifted and talented, and through that school program, then I was able to get a year scholarship as a dancer at the annex school. But I remember feeling like the road of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Whether I pursued the life of a dancer,
Or
there was
not.
something being around that kind of community, being from the hood, being from the ghetto, that I really was appreciative. That was like my first kind of like coming into the city, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And just watching it, you know, because I'm a fame person, you know what I'm saying?
So going
kinda,
to Lincoln Center
yeah,
and just,
was
how many
all-
times have I done that leap around that doggone fountain? I can't, and it's just the discipline that it provides. So
it wasn't, her rise wasn't accidental.
I don't think it was accidental at all. It was a combination of talent, hard work, and seizing the opportunity. Like you got
Was
the
given,
opportunity
right,
to,
yeah.
you know. Honing that craft in Philly, she joined the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater in 1965. And almost instantly, she became a standout. Alvin Ailey himself described her as a dancer with a regal quality and his muse. And you could see it in every performance. So this captivating photo of Ernest Pagano, Judith Jamison, and George Faison showcases a moment from Congo Tango Palace, a section of Tally Beatty's larger 1960 masterpiece, Come and Get the Beauty of It Hot. It's set in an imaginary Spanish Harlem ballroom. The piece oozes steam and excitement, and it's brought to life through Miles Davis' electrifying music. Faison now, George Faison, later renowned for his choreography in The Wiz. And Jamison redefined modern dance, electrifying the stage in this vibrant celebration of culture and movement.
What's crazy though is that right before, because you know she still emotional. She just recently passed.
Yes.
So I think 2 days or a day before she passed, I went to the Whitney to see the exhibit.
Oh, the exhibit, yes.
The Echoes of Ailey, of Alvin Ailey. George went the next day because they did a whole
he was there?
they did a whole like phenomenal women photo shoot, right? So recently, because you know I work in Harlem, I'm connected. You know, I've had the honor of meeting George Fajon and having a relationship with him. But I also wanted to give him like a little like, you know, condolence, you know, because that unit, that village, you know, each industry has its own little village. And when you come up, especially in that type of, I don't want to say struggle, but during those difficult times of being Black creatives, being Black gay creatives, being Black strong creatives. I mean, at the end of the day, Judith Jamison, I laughed and I joked when I said 6'4", but she was a striking. What did Alvin Ailey describe to her? A regal, because she just had, like, even in the clip that you saw with Cosby, I mean, her whole structure, her whole vibration was one of, like, what do you call, like, them stallions?
I tell you what happened. It was me and my friends, 16. We had to be like 16. We go to see a performance of Alvin Ailey. So we do what we normally do. The lights go out, we go to get a better seat, because we was in a balcony. So we dip, and we go to get a better seat. And so we get down to the orchestra, and there's like these 2 seats off to the side, just 2 of them. And the stage is right there. We're like, oh my God, these are perfect. We sit down, and the lights are going out now. So we're like, yeah, we did it. Homegirl came around the corner, Miss Judith, just as regal and statuesque as you can imagine, and looked over at her seats and said, I know you lying. She looked at us like, and she looked at us like, I know you lying. And she also had a face like, oh, how cute. Like she realized how hungry we were for that, you know, to get closer to that moment. But she also was like, get up out of our seats, and we had to leave, and then got locked out of the they let us stay, but we got locked out of the theater for that number, because you know once the ballet starts, it's about 15 minutes, and we were just watching it on the screen like this, waiting to get back up into the.
So give us some more history about like her history, like her life and stuff like that.
So
give
listen,
us some more.
Her breakout moment in the company was during her in 1971 with Cry, a solo created by Alvin Ailey as a tribute to his mom, who and as well as Black women. And let me tell you, it wasn't just a performance; it was a cultural event. That iconic white dress, the sheer emotion, the way she told the story without uttering a single word. She had the audience in tears. Cry wasn't just a dance; it was a revolution.
The mother, save your child.
I love that number. That's the last piece in that whole ballet. So I know y'all heard the singing in the background. Now that is the voices of East Harlem Choir, and they absolutely ate that right on Be Free. So Ailey selected this track for a reason that because it was called for like liberation and empowerment and matched the solo's intensity. The choir formed in the 70s and was known for their gospel harmonies fused with soul and activism. So listen, that clip was from when the Voices of East Harlem performed at Sing Sing, a maximum security prison, and just imagine them singing "Right On, Be Free" to those
In prison.
incarcerated brothers. They probably, and you could see in the audience, like if you ever go to watch the clip, they looked like for that one moment, they knew why the cage bird sang. You understand?
Because
So now-
liberation is in the mind.
It is,
so you could
absolutely.
be in prison and still be liberated. But how?
Okay. So her impact didn't just stop on stage. In 1989, when Alvin Ailey passed away, Judith stepped up to lead the company as artistic director. She took an already legendary institution and elevated it, introducing new works, expanding the repertoire, and mentoring the next generation of dancers. That's what leadership looks like. She opened doors for countless dancers, especially young black women, proving that they belonged in spaces and that had been close to them prior. From choreographing works like Divining and Him to overseeing iconic collaborations, her influence is woven into the fabric of dance itself.
Down. Get to down like this before you complete the rest of it.
So, first off, I love those two pieces. They brought it back, I think in like 2020, they brought back Divining. I think they had already been doing Him throughout the years, but they brought back Divining in like 2020, and I got to see it the same day that one of my best friends who choreographed Ounces of Faith. So he premiered his piece, and I was able to have the privilege of seeing that. But one of the dances that was featured in that last clip, I have a full interview with him over on my channel. So go check out my interview with Abdur Rahim Jackson and learn all about his career over on the T Lounge at the T Lounge NYC on YouTube. So let's talk about the accolades, because this queen stayed booked and blessed. In 1999, she received the Kennedy Center honors for her contribution to American culture. She's an Emmy Award winner for her role in the PBS Dance in America series. And let's not forget that she was celebrated on BET's Black Girls Rock. And that doesn't say icon, I really don't know what does.
The name was Judith Jamison. The city was Philadelphia. The parents, John and Tessie. They took her to every cultural event they could get tickets for. She was uncommonly tall, perhaps too tall for a ballet dancer. But she wanted to speak with her body. It wasn't easy to find her destiny. The classical world told her she wasn't classical enough. The jazz world said she didn't fit there either. Then a young choreographer saw something in. Alvin Ailey ran a small company where they were making the American black experience into dance. And with them, she found her home.
I wanna see a rainbow in the sky. I wanna watch the clouds go by. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Might make my load a little light, just a little light. Yeah. Lord, 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 where will I be tomorrow night? Yeah. Then we're going around, be free. Going around, be free. Then we're going around, we're going around, we're going around. I may be weak, but thou art strong. I'm leaning on. I'm leaning on. Oh.
Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. And when they do that
Classic.
thing, that
Strength.
I love.
Girl.
And you know, I know that they surprised her with all those little girls coming out to do that solo, and they made it like an ensemble number, and she just went. You could tell that they really shocked her with that one.
So, if you had to sum up her legacy
Yes.
in one word, could you? And if you could, what would it be?
I would say visionary.
Okay.
Okay. She just didn't dream. She made those dreams a reality for herself and for so many others. She taught us that art isn't just about expression, it's about connection, resilience, and breaking boundaries. So here's what we need to take away, in my opinion. Judith Jamison wasn't just the dancer, she was a movement. Her work reminds us to dream bigger, to dance harder, and leave a legacy that speaks for itself. Whether you've watched her perform live or are discovering her right now, her story is proof that greatness isn't given, it is earned.
And what I love about this as a story or this as a conversation is that it just also gives light to the impact that dance can bring to the world, or that dance can make you feel as a person. Because these dances that she choreographed, these dances that he choreographed, these dances that she was a part of, that she performed, there's something when you're in the audience and a dance or a performance brings you to tears. It's something when it brings you the tears of the emotions of sadness, the emotions of joy, the emotions of revolution and liberation and freedom. So there's power, there's strength in it. And then there's there's something about leadership. You know what I'm saying? You can be a great performer, a great choreographer, but are you a great leader? And I think it's evident from just the love that was shown. And we haven't seen anything yet. I don't know if they've had her going home service or anything like that. So we haven't seen the pour out of love from people just attending and remembering her light and her spirit. I know here, dancers that don't even have the length of longevity that she has, that have made their transition, we have celebrated them 2 and 3 days in the clubs dancing.
I saw that sister
Marge.
Marge.
Oh my, Marge. The one thing I love about what Judith Jamison's legacy or life does, it leaves imprints like dancers like Large Marge, who literally spent their life dancing and teaching dance all over the world. When you get the opportunity to do what you love for a living and give that type of light to people, you will have services where people will be dancing in celebration of you for 2 and 3 days. I remember when Voodoo Ray made his transition, we were in the street, literally, and they had blocked off a whole street for him. And then when we had his going home celebration, we did like a whole circle, did the light, and literally you could feel and see a spirit in the middle dancing. He physically was not there, but you could see the. So I feel like that's what Judith Jamison, that's what George Faison, that's what Alvin Ailey, that's what these trailblazers did for us. They gave us the strength to know that it was possible to live in dance. Exactly. And not only live in dance, but to connect people from all shades, all cultures, uniting us again with what binds us, like ties us together,
keeps us connected,
keep us connected. And this is just another art form that connects us and keeps us together, no matter how you look, no matter how your body is structured, no matter, what upbringing you come from or came from. You can get into something and become great. Woo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kitty. So now listen, this is it for this week's episode, and it was absolutely a labor of love, just like Judith's career. So I want us to celebrate her by dropping some comments in the chat about your favorite moment of her life. Share this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the Tea Lounge on YouTube so you never miss out on a moment of We Need to Talk. Because here on the Tea Lounge, we don't give a sip. All right? Peace.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest in
dance.
dance.
In peace.
Rest in dance.
Dance in peace.
Let's dance out.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Still